Hello there, thank you for joining us on News Now. Kwara State Territorial Authority situated in Apata Yakuba, Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. You can watch us live on Facebook, Kwara TV Live, on Star Times 113, Free TV 502. I'm Fatima Rashid. Moving on to the news, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has presented the 2026 Appropriation Bill to the State House of Assembly for consideration and passage into law. The bill was presented in compliance with Section 121 subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Kafayat Ajadi reports that 65.98% of the total budget is earmarked for capital expenditure, while the remaining 34.02% is for recurrent spending. The report.
Presenting the budget, Governor Abdulrazak said the fiscal plan is designed to focus on the completion of ongoing capital projects and to initiate new ones that aligns with the strategic development needs of the state. He explained that the total budget size is 644.004 billion naira, with a strong emphasis on capital investment, reflecting the administration's development-driven agenda for the new year. The governor noted that the allocation is pointed to the direction of his administration in 2026, with priority given to projects that will directly impact the lives of the people.
A new teacher salary allowance (TSA) will be implemented in 2026 to further support our teachers. We're also making massive investments in Alpha estates to reduce farmer-herder clash, support food security, and empower thousands of our people in the value chain.
Governor Abdulrazak further disclosed that his government will invest in areas of urgent need, such as security hardware, vehicles, and modern technologies to enhance response to kidnapping and other criminal activities across the state. He highlighted key achievements of the administration in the outgoing year, to include boosting the tech economy by over $20 billion, as well as remodeling and upgrading of the Kwara Hotel, International Conference Center, Patigi Regatta Motel, Dada Pottery, Shea Butter Factory, Shunga ICT Complex, Prototype Primary School, Adita, Revenue House, and the Indoor Sports Hall, Senator Oluremi Tinubu Hospital.
In the ongoing year, we've completed 38 roads, and yet we still have 264 kilometers at different stages of completion across the three senatorial districts.
The governor also cited investments in agriculture across various value chains as part of efforts to strengthen the state's economy. Governor Abdulrazak described the 2026 budget as critical to the legacy of his administration and urged lawmakers to expedite action on its passage. Kafayat Ajadi, Kwara TV News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come under fresh political pressure following allegations of manipulation of Nigeria's newly enacted tax laws. The People's Redemption Party (PRP) has warned that the president could face impeachment if he is found to be involved in what the party described as unlawful alterations to legislation passed by the National Assembly. The opposition party raised the alarm today, saying the controversy surrounding the tax laws poses a serious threat to constitutional governance. The party said the matter goes beyond policy disagreements and touches directly on the integrity of the lawmaking process and the separation of powers. In a statement signed by its national chairman, Falelu Bello, the party accused the executive arm of government of interfering with tax bills after they had already been approved by lawmakers. The party pointed to claims earlier made by a member of the House of Representatives who alleged that certain bills were changed without the consent of the legislature. Condemning the alleged conduct, the PRP said the issue amounts to more than a procedural error. The PRP called for a full investigation into the matter, insisting that those responsible must be identified and sanctioned. Emphasizing the wider impact on the country, the PRP warned that continued implementation of the disputed laws could harm public trust and economic stability. Activist Mahdi Shehu has accused the federal government of taking instructions from foreign powers, particularly the United States, over its opposition on death penalty for terrorists and kidnappers. Speaking with Newsman today, Shehu said the government's position sends a dangerous signal at a time when Nigerians are facing widespread insecurity, killings and abductions. Shehu argued that there is no reasonable justification for sparing the lives of terrorists and bandits whose activities are based on violence, fear, and the killing of innocent citizens. He warned Nigerian lawmakers against supporting any move to remove the death penalty for terrorism and banditry. He stressed that such decisions could eventually affect them personally. Shehu also described as hypocritical what he called America's opposition to the death penalty in Nigeria. He noted that the United States still carries out executions for serious crimes within its own borders. He went further to allege that foreign powers want Nigeria to remain unstable for economic reasons, claiming that insecurity could make the country vulnerable to external exploitation. Shehu ended by calling on members of the National Assembly to be vigilant and put Nigeria's security first. The federal government has declared Thursday, December 25 and Friday, December 26, 2025 as public holidays to mark Christmas and Boxing Day. The government also declared Thursday, January 1, 2026 for the New Year celebration. The declaration was contained in a statement issued today by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Magdalena Jani, on behalf of the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo. The statement says the minister urged Nigerians to reflect on the values of peace, love, humility, and sacrifice associated with the birth of Jesus Christ. Tunji-Ojo also called on citizens, irrespective of faith or ethnicity, to use the festive season to pray for peace, improved security, and national progress. He further advised Nigerians to remain law-abiding and security conscious during the celebrations, while wishing them a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And still in the Christmas mood, as Yuletide season approaches, motor parks in Illinois is witnessing mass turnout of travelers who intend to travel to various strategic locations to celebrate Christmas. Hawao Dauda in this report went around Illinois metropolis to monitor the situations at the motor parks. Her report.
Barely 4 days to Christmas, motor parks in Ilorin is filled up with intending travelers who wish to celebrate the season with their loved ones. However, these travelers have expressed concerns about arbitrary fare hikes at intercity motor parks as travel costs increase despite reduction in fuel price. A visit to Maraba Motor Park revealed the cost of transportation ranges between 2,500 to 5,000 naira within intrastate, while interstate price ranges between 18,000 to 23,000 naira, depending on the locations. Speaking with Kwara TV News, Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, Maraba Garage, Alhaji Abdulrahim Babaita, expressed concerns about low patronage, which he said is as a result of insecurity.
There is some reduction of passenger due to insecurity. Most of our on the road that we are applying, we have a disturbance of the bandits.
In a submission, Assistant Secretary of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, Abuja Zuleja Branch, Maraba Ilorin, Folashade Akorede said the cost of transportation have been stable for about a year despite the reduction in the price of PMS, pointing out that price of spare parts remains unchanged. She disclosed that the current price of transportation from Ilorin to Abuja is 28,000 naira, same price as last year, while Ilorin to Minna still goes for 18,000 naira.
The traveling comparing from last year to this year, it's very, very nice and it's very suitable. The cost of the price will still remain the same because those parts that we are buying, they didn't deduct from any amount.
Some of the passengers who spoke to Kwara TV News complained about the stagnant cost of transportation, urging government at all levels to find lasting solution.
The cost of transport from here to Bubu, it's quite expensive because the cost of fuel is already stagnant. So I feel like there should be reduction in the cost of the transport.
From here to Lafayette will cost us 5,000 naira. But about 2 to 3 years back, it was like 3,000. But currently now it's 5,000 naira.
The fuel is high because if the price go down, they will like reduce the price.
Wow, Dauda, Kwara TV News.
The Federal Safety Corps has intensified nationwide enforcement to flush out dangerous drivers and eliminate life-threatening practices on major highways as Nigerians embark on end-of-year travels. The Corps Marshal FRSC, Sheikh Mohammed, today says during a strategic monitoring of vehicular movement in Kaduna as part of the ongoing zero-tolerance special operation for the festive season. Mohammed said the Corps has massively deployed offices and logistics to key corridors linking Kaduna, Abuja and Lokoja in response to heavy traffic experienced in recent days, especially along the Abuja-Lokoja road. Mohammed expressed concern over widespread overloading, particularly the practice of mixed loading involving passengers and goods on trucks. I'm back home here in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. The Kwara State's 2026 budget proposal of 644 billion, 4,816,893 naira today scaled through first reading on the floor of the Kwara State House of Assembly. This followed the official presentation of the 2026 appropriation bill by Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to the state lawmakers for legislative approval. Legislative reporter Osaya Weda completes the story.
Receiving the 2026 appropriation bill of 644 billion, 4,816,893 naira. Speaker Yakubu Danat Sauli commended Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak for his commitment to constitutional governance, transparency and accountability as the governor presented the 2026 appropriation bill to the 10th Assembly. The Speaker described the budget presentation as a critical constitutional obligation and a strong symbol of collaboration between the executive and the legislature. He applauded the governor for the commendable implementation of previous budgets passed by the House, noting that the administration has demonstrated fiscal discipline through prudent management of public resources, thereby strengthening public confidence in government. The Speaker highlighted the visible impact of the ongoing and completed projects across the state, particularly in education, healthcare, agriculture, entrepreneurship, infrastructural development, and the completion of legacy projects.
We are particularly encouraged by the numerous projects and programs being executed across the state under your Excellency leadership. The visible progress in infrastructure, especially in education, healthcare, agriculture, entrepreneurship, the completion of legacy projects, and the newly approved salary increase of workers all point to your administration determination.
On security, the Speaker praised the governor's swift response to insecurity challenges, especially in Kwara North and Kwara South, noting that the measures taken have helped restore peace and protect lives and property. He expressed optimism that the proposed 2026 budget will consolidate existing achievements, make realistic projections, and address the developmental aspirations of Kwarans.
Your Excellency, as you present the 2026 appropriation bill, it's our expectation that the proposed budget will build on existing achievements, make realistic projections, and further address the developmental needs and aspirations of our people.
Presenting the 2026 budget, tagged Budget of Consolidation and Sustained Growth, Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak said that the budget proposal is anchored on key national economic assumptions.
We are confident our projects, once completed, will expand the economic base of the state, make the environment more conducive for business, provide fertile grounds for job creation and sustainable development, and free up more resources to deepen social protection for the poor.
The stakeholders at the presentation include members of the State Executive and Security Council, Usayo Haweda, Kwara TV News.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the strategic deployment of police personnel and operational assets nationwide to ensure security during Christmas and New Year celebrations. The directive, issued as part of the Nigeria Police Force's festive season security strategy, mandates all zonal assistant inspectors general and state commissioners of police to intensify patrols, visibility policing, intelligence-led operations, and community engagement throughout the period. A statement today by the force's spokesperson, CSP Benjamin Hundain, said specialized units, including the Police Mobile Force, Counter-Terrorism Unit, Explosive Ordnance Disposal Command, Intelligence Response Team, Special Tactical Squad, Special Intervention Squad, Highway Patrol, Marine Police, and the Air Wing have been placed on heightened operational readiness. Hundain said the deployment will cover places of worship, recreation centers, markets, parks, event venues, transport terminals, highways, critical national infrastructure, and other high-density public areas. And that concludes the news now across the Treasury Authority. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Please stay tuned for a reading lyric with Modupeola Abiri. I'm Fatima Rashid. Thank you once again for watching. Do have a very productive day.
Ẹ kú dédé ìwòyí ìròyìn lérèfé lámútọ̀yìn wá láti iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara yìí tó fi àpáta Yakuba ṣe ibùjókòó Modupeola Abioye ní oníròyìn yìí. Gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ti ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìṣúná ọdún 2026 síwájú pẹpẹ ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí fún àgbéyẹ̀wò àti ìbuwọ́lù wọnú òfin. Àbá náà ni wọ́n ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìwé òfin ti ilẹ̀ olómìnira Nàìjíríà orí 1 ẹsẹ̀ kìíní. Kafayat Ajadi jábọ̀ wípé ìdá 55 lé ọwọ́ 18 àgbáríjọpọ̀ ìṣúná náà ló wà fáwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́. Nígbà tó ń ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìṣúná náà, gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak sọ wípé ìlànà owó náà jẹ́ láti gbájúmọ́ àṣeparí àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ àti láti wòye àwọn tuntun mìíràn tó wà ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìnílò ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó ṣàlàyé wípé àgbáríjọpọ̀ ìṣúná náà ní 644 bílíọ̀nù náírà lé lébénjá. Gómìnà sọ wípé ìṣúná náà ló ń tọ́ka sí ọ̀nà àgbàṣiṣẹ́ ìṣèjọba rẹ̀ lọ́dún 2026 pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn sí àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí yóò lápari sòsé láyé àwọn ènìyàn. Ajàfẹ́tọ̀ọ́mọnìyàn kan, Madi Shehu, ti nàka àlébù sí ìjọba ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà fún gbígba ìyọ̀ǹda látọwọ́ àwọn alágbára ilẹ̀ òkèrè ní pàtàkì jùlọ ilẹ̀ United States lórí bó ṣe kọdí ìdájọ́ ikú fún àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí àtàwọn ajínigbé. Nígbà tó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn ní gbólóhùn lónìí, Shehu sọ wípé àti ìjọba kọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún tọ́ka sí àpẹẹrẹ ewu ńlá nírú àkókò tí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ń dojúkọ àìrájájá ètò ààbò, ìṣekúpani, ohun ìjínigbé. Shehu gbà wípé kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó múnádóko kankan fún dídòlà ẹ̀mí àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí àtàwọn alájàngbìlà tó jẹ́ wípé iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn kò ju kí wọ́n máa dárúgúdù sílẹ̀, fa inú fo àyàfo, kí wọ́n sì tún máa pa àwọn aláìmọwọ́ mẹsẹ̀ ọmọ ìlú lọ. ó jáwé akíwọ́wọ́ fún àwọn ọmọ asòfin ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tako kíkín èyíkéyìí ìgbésẹ̀ àti bẹ́gidínà ìdájọ́ ikú lẹ́yìn fún ìgbésùmọ̀mí. Ó ṣe àtẹnumọ́ rẹ̀ wípé irú ìpinnu bẹ́ẹ̀ lè ṣe àkóbá fún àwọn fúnra wọn gan alára. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti kéde ọjọ́ Àlàmísì tí ṣe ọjọ́ 25 oṣù àti ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ ọjọ́ 26 oṣù Kejìlá bíi ọjọ́ ìsinmi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ fún ìsàmì ọdún Kérésìmesì àti ọjọ́ ìfúnnilẹ́bùn èyí tí a mọ̀ sí Boxing Day. Ìjọba tún kéde ọjọ́ Àlàmísì ọjọ́ 1 oṣù kínní ọdún 2026 bíi ọjọ́ ìsinmi ayẹyẹ ọdún tuntun. Ìkéde ọ̀hún ló wà nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan lónìí ọjọ́ Ajé látọwọ́ akọ̀wé àgbà iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sọ̀rọ̀ abẹ́lé yẹn Dókítà Magdalene Ajani lórúkọ mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ abẹ́lé yẹn Olúbùnmi Túnjí Òjó. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde náà ti wí, mínísítà ọ̀hún rọ àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà láti ronú jinlẹ̀ lórí àmúyẹ ìfẹ́, àlàáfíà, ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ ohun ìfarajìn èyí tó rọ̀ mọ́ ìbí Jésù Kristi. Túnjí Òjó tún ké sí àwọn aráàlú láì fi tẹ̀sìn tàbí ẹ̀yà ṣe láti ṣe àmúlò àkókò yìí fi gbàdúrà fún ìfẹ́, àlékún ètò ààbò àti ìlọsíwájú àpapọ̀. Ó tún gba àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà lámọ̀ràn láti tẹ̀lé òfin kí wọ́n sì wà lójú làlákàn fi ń sọ́rí lásìkò pọ̀pọ̀ sísìn ọdún yìí. Bọ́dún Kérésìmesì ṣe súnmọ́ etílé láwọn ibùdókọ̀ nílùú Ìlọrin ṣe ti ń fojú winá lílọ bíbọ̀ àwọn arìnrìn-àjò tó ń gbèrò láti ṣe ìrìn-àjò lọ sí ọ̀kan-ò-jọ̀kan àyè fún ọdún Kérésìmesì. Awal Dauda nínú àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn yìí lọ yíká ìlú Ìlọrin láti wo bí ọ̀rọ̀ ìrìnnà ṣe rí. Bí kò ṣe ju ọjọ́ 4 lọ sí ọdún Kérésìmesì láwọn ibùdókọ̀ nílùú Ìlọrin ṣe ti ń kún fọ́fọ́ fún àwọn tó fẹ́ lọ sí ọdún níbòmíràn pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn àti àwọn olólùfẹ́ wọn. Àwọn arìnrìn-àjò náà ló ti wá kọminú lórí ìgbówógege lórí iye owó ọkọ̀ tó ń ti ìjáwálẹ̀ owó epo. Àbẹ̀wò kan sí ibùdókọ̀ Mọ́rábà ṣe àfihàn iye owó ọkọ̀ tó wà láàrin $2,500 sí $5,000 láàrin ìlú, nígbàtí ìrìnàjò kúrò nínú ìlú wa láàrin $1,012 sí $23. Àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ojú pópó ìjọba àpapọ̀ yìí tí a mọ̀ sí FRSC ti mókun bá àfìdímúlẹ̀ wíwágbó dẹ́kun fún àwọn awakọ̀ tó léwu àti ìkásẹ̀ ìlànà tó ń dúnkokò mọ́ ẹ̀mí àwọn ènìyàn lẹ̀ lójú pópó lórí ojú ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ tí ó ṣe kókó gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣe gùnlé ìrìn àjò òpin ọdún. Ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ FRSC ìyẹn Shehu Muhammed ló sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lọ́jọ́ tòní lásìkò ìlànà ìtọpinpin kan sí lílọ bíbọ̀ ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Kaduna gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara àìfàyègbà ìwàkiwà lójú pópó èyí tí ó lọ lọ́wọ́. Muhammed sọ wípé àjọ náà ti ṣe ìgbékiri ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀ àtàwọn ohun ìnílò mìíràn sí àwọn ààyè tó ṣe kókó léyìí tó sọ pé ó sopọ̀ mọ́ Kaduna, Abuja àti Lọ́kọ́jà ní ìdáhùn sí ìrírí súnkẹrẹ fàkẹrẹ ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ tí wọ́n ní lójú ọ̀nà náà láìpẹ́, ní pàtàkì jùlọ lójú ọ̀nà Abuja sí Lọ́kọ́jà. Muhammed tún gbarata lórí àkójù èrò ní pàtàkì jùlọ lẹ́yìn tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú kíkó ènìyàn àti ẹrù papọ̀ sínú ọkọ̀ kan náà. Ǹjẹ́ abẹnugan ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Yakubu Danladi Saliu ti gbóríyìn fún gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak fún ìfarajì rẹ̀ sídìí ìṣèjọba tó lọ ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìlànà òfin ìwà gbangba làṣàtà àti ìjábọ̀ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àbádòfin ìṣúná ọdún 2026 níwájú pẹpẹ ilé asòfin ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹwàá. Nígbà tó ń ṣe ìkíni káàbọ̀ gómìnà sílé asòfin, abẹnugan náà ṣe àpèjúwe àgbékalẹ̀ ìṣúná náà bí ojúṣe tó ṣe kókó àti àfihàn àjọṣepọ̀ tó kẹnú láàrin ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìjọba àti ilé asòfin. Ó juwọ́ kárí sí gómìnà fún àfilọ́lẹ̀ ìṣúná èyí tí ó ré kọjá tí ilé asòfin buwọ́lù pẹ̀lú ìtọ́ka wípé ìṣèjọba yìí ti ṣe àfihàn ìṣẹ́rẹni nídìí owó níná nípasẹ̀ ìsanwóná lẹ́yìn tó mú mókun bá ìgboyà àwọn aráàlú nínú ìjọba. Abẹnugan náà tọ́ka sí àwọn ipa iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí ó ṣe fojú rí tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ àtàwọn tó ti parí jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ní pàtàkì jùlọ lẹ́ka ẹ̀kọ́, ìlera, ọ̀gbìn, iṣẹ́ ọwọ́, ìdàgbàsókè amáyérọrùn àti àṣeparí àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe àpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mìíràn. Ní báyìí, àbá ìṣúná ọdún 2026 ọ̀hún ló ti la ìpele kíkà àkọ́kọ́ kọjá níwájú pẹpẹ ilé aṣòfin. Ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ ọlọ́pàá ìyẹn Káyọ̀dé Ẹgbẹ́tókun ti darí ìgbékiri àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀ sí àwọn ààyè tó yẹ lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan láti lè ṣe àrídájú ètò ààbò èyí tó kẹnú lásìkò ọdún Kérésìmesì àti ọdún tuntun. Ìdarí náà ló jẹ́ ara ojúṣe àjọ ọlọ́pàá fún pọ̀pọ̀ sísìn ọdún lẹ́yìn tó pàṣẹ fún gbogbo igbákejì ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá àtàwọn kọmíṣánná ọlọ́pàá láti mókun bá ìtọpinpin ní gbogbo àsìkò yìí. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan lọ́jọ́ tòní látọwọ́ agbẹnusọ àjọ náà, CSP Benjamin Udeyi tọ́ka sí àwọn ẹ̀ka tí ọ̀rọ̀ náà kàn tó fi mọ́ ẹ̀ka tó ń gbógun ti ìgbésùnmọ̀mí, ọlọ́pàá alágbèékiri, ẹ̀ka ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ àtàwọn ẹ̀ka mìíràn. Udeyi sọ wípé ìgbékiri náà yóò dé àwọn ààyè ìjọsìn, ààyè ìgbafẹ́, àwọn ọjà, ibùdókọ̀ àti àwọn ibùdó mìíràn. Pẹ̀lú ìròyìn lórí ààbò àwọn ọlọ́pàá lásìkò pọ̀pọ̀ sísìn ọdún náà ni a fi mú ìròyìn wa sí òpin fún ti àkókò yẹn. Pàdé wa ní dédé aago 8 àṣálẹ́ fún àlékún ìròyìn. Títí dìgbà náà kọ́ Modúpẹ́ọlá Abíóyè lóní àkọ́wọ́ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́.